for more. Let's bring in DW reporter Stacey Bivens joining us here in the studio. Stacey, 100 years it took a U.S. president sitting U.S. president,
Amazing.
excuse me, to visit the site of the Tulsa race massacre. Is it finally getting the attention that it deserves now?
Yes, finally, slowly. A lot of people would say too slowly. And I don't need to tell you that there are many Americans who had never heard about this thriving community, Greenwood, that was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. African-American doctors, lawyers, it had hospitals, schools, all the things you need to make a community a home. And over 2 days, an angry white mob destroyed everything. It was 35 blocks. Everything was destroyed. Hundreds of people were missing. More were dead. And they just unearthed a mass grave site that they've begun excavating now. But this story is so important because it highlights the wealth gap between black and white, which is what President Biden was talking about. It's impossible to pass on generational wealth when you're not allowed to build, you're not allowed to live, and you're not allowed to thrive. And that's the problem. It also highlights a form of systematic racism. A lot of people say it doesn't exist. Well, during this time in Greenwood, firefighters didn't come to fight the fire. Police didn't arrest anybody. And even the media focused on the 3 dead white people and not the hundreds of black people who were dead or missing. And so that's why this is so important. Greenwood is just one area that was attacked by angry white mobs between, the end of the Civil War in 1940, 100 such attacks. So it's important to know America's true history.
It's not isolated, certainly. You talked a little bit about this concept of generational wealth now. What always comes up there is, of course, reparations.
Sure.
Financially speaking. Biden had something to say about that, but he fell short of a commitment, didn't he? So just walk us through what's at play.
Right. Well, he talked about what a lot of black Americans talk about, acknowledgement. How can you heal if your plight wasn't acknowledged? And how can white America rethink its relationship with its fellow Americans if it doesn't know the truth of its history? So that was an important thing. And just an aside, we spoke about this earlier. When I came to Germany, I was really impressed by the fact that there are these markers all over the city to let you know where Jewish people were kidnapped and that they were killed. And there's memorials and there's talks about it in language school. And it's something that the United States has been very slow to do. So before you can even talk about reparations, you have to talk about the fact that this happened. It would be great if the people of Greenwood, those people who are more than 100 years old that were in our piece, if they were given reparations, if the victims, descendants were given reparations. Of course, Biden, as you said, did not talk about that. But he did link the black racial wealth gap with his economic plan, which would focus a lot of government money, contractors, for example, towards black neighborhoods. And that's a start.
DW's Stacey Bivens breaking it all down for us on this somber anniversary, we have to say.
Yeah.
Stacey, thank you so much.
You're welcome.